like a rainbow fading in the twinkling of an eye. Gone too soon.
To Good afternoon. Good afternoon, students, parents. I'll try this again. Please stop the noise. Good afternoon, students, parents, staff, honored guests. My name is Mark Kelch. I'm interim principal here at Northwood High School. It is my honor to welcome you to the commencement exercise for Northwood High School class of 2013. The graduation ceremony is a formal celebration of the total community. This celebration is a dignified way to honor and show respect to the graduation class of 2013. We as a staff and community strongly believe parents and family have the right to hear their child's name during the roll call of graduates. During the roll call, we are recognizing students for their accomplishments and success. It would be very sad if a graduate's name was not heard. We know and expect that our audience members want to share in this joy as well. To reinforce our standard of appropriate behavior, I ask that you now turn off all cell phones and electronic devices. Refrain from using noisemakers and refrain from yelling and screaming. Thank you in advance for working with us and your respectful consideration. It is my pleasure to introduce you to the class of 2013.
Good afternoon. My name is Emma Afflerbach, and I am the secretary of the class of 2013. At this time, please stand for the presentation of colors by the Northwood NJROTC, the Pledge of Allegiance, the singing of the national anthem, and the Northwood alma mater. We ask that all gentlemen please remove your hats. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Oh, no. Please rise. Now you may be seated.
Good afternoon once again. Good afternoon once again. Thank you. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our guest who shared this special occasion with you on this day. First, I'd like to introduce Dr. Joshua P. Starr, Superintendent of Schools. Representing Montgomery County Board of Education, Dr. Judy Daka. Mr. Tim Warner, Chief Engagement and Partnership Officer. Mr. Sherwin Collette, Chief Technology Officer. Serving as Community Superintendent for the Blair, Einstein, Northwood, Kennedy clusters, Ms. Brenda Mills. Representing the Northwood cluster of elementary schools are the following principals. Mr. Eric Wilson, principal of Arcola Elementary School and next principal of Sligo Middle School. Mr. Don Masline, principal of Forest Nose Elementary School. Dr. Joanna Smith, principal of Glenhaven Elementary. Miss Ann Dardarian, principal of Highland View Elementary School. Mrs. Diantha Swift, principal of Sligo Creek Elementary School. And principal of Tacoma Park Middle School, Miss Mildred Charlie Green, the next principal of Northwood High School. Other members on the stage include Ms. Linda Wolf, Assistant Principal. Mrs. Darlene Harris, Assistant Principal. Mr. Mark Brown, Assistant Principal Administrator. Mr. Michael Salter, English teacher. Ms. Diana Blitz, Resource Counselor. And for the past 4 years, one individual has been instrumental in your success inside and outside the classroom. That would be none other than Mr. Kyle McHale, senior class sponsor. We are a proud school. I am pleased to present the fruits of their labor with all the members of the senior class who receive scholarships to colleges and universities across this nation. Please rise. Dr. Starr, these students have been awarded $9,800,000 in scholarships. You may be seated.
Good afternoon. My name is Anna Cáceres Hernandez, and I am the senior class president. Dr. Henry R. Johnson, Jr. became the Assistant State Superintendent with the Maryland State Department of Education in 2013. He came to this post after serving as an administrator with Montgomery County Public Schools, where he served as the principal of Northwood High School from 2003 until his recent appointment to the department. As the Assistant State Superintendent, Dr. Johnson serves as the curriculum and assessment point person in the state's reform effort around the implementation of the Common Core state standards and its accompanying assessment program. He also leads the state work in curriculum, assessment, and accountability planning. As a member of the department's executive team, he directs the work around numerous Race to the Top projects as part of the state's initiative to create an innovative and rigorous educational program for all students in the state of Maryland. Dr. Johnson served in several administrative roles in Virginia as well as Maryland. Prior to his administrative assignment in Montgomery County, he worked as a high school principal in Fairfax County and Stafford County, Virginia. He taught for 15 years in Norfolk Public Schools in Norfolk, Virginia. Dr. Johnson has served as an adjunct professor at the University of Maryland, College Park, and Old Dominion University, and currently is a member of the School of Education graduate staff at Trinity University, Washington, D.C. He also served as a member of the Board of Visitors for the University of Mary Washington in Fredericksburg, Virginia. A graduate in social studies education at Virginia Tech, Dr. Johnson received his master's degree from Old Dominion University in educational administration and his doctorate in educational leadership and policy studies from Virginia Tech.
Dr. Daka, Dr. Starr, Mr. Kelch, Central Office staff, Ms. Wolf, Ms. Harris, Mr. Brown, faculty and staff, friends and family, and of course members of the graduating class of Northwood High School, the class of 2013, good afternoon. What a special day it is for all of us. Serving as the principal of this outstanding high school for 10 years, I certainly understand how the graduates are feeling at this very moment. They have been at school since 11 a.m. today. They've been checked by staff for appropriate commencement attire. They were loaded on buses. They traveled here from Silver Spring and stood in line nervously awaiting this moment and my words of inspiration. Not. All these graduates want from me and everyone else who dons the stage is to stop talking, sit down so they can receive their diplomas, right? Right? Okay. But you all know me better than that, okay? But before that can happen, there are some Northwood traditions we need to take care of. First, members of the class of 2013 join me in a very special thank you to Ms. Linda Wolf, your class administrator, who told me years ago when you entered, I have the smartest class in the school right now, and today, Ms. Wolf, you are right. Ms. Wolf. Along with Ms. Wolf, I'd like to ask the Northwood faculty and staff to stand so that I, along with you and your family, can say thank you for providing you with the very best education. All the faculty and staff, please stand. In my new position with the Maryland State Department of Education, I have had the opportunity to visit other school districts in the great state of Maryland, and I can say that without a doubt, Montgomery County provides one of the best educational programs for students in the nation. Thank you to Dr. Daka and Dr. Starr for your leadership. Thank you. As part of this transition this afternoon, I am happy that our central administration chose Mrs. Mildred Charlie Green, the principal of Tacoma Park, as the new principal of Northwood High School. Ms. Charlie Green, please stand so that we can welcome you to the Northwood family. Ms. Charlie Green. Graduates, as your former principal, we would be remiss if we, meaning you and I, did not say thank you to two people who mean the most to you, your parents and your guardians. Won't you please join me and ask that all of you please stand, find your parents, and give them a loud round of applause for their love and support. You may be seated. Thank you. You know, I still do remember names, so I will call out names from time to time. There is so much that I could say today, but I will only leave you with my thoughts about your future and how you can navigate the challenges you face beginning tomorrow. If you don't remember anything else about this moment in time, remember at least one of these thoughts. I have shared these same thoughts with many classes that came before you, and they are still very relevant today. When you face a difficult moment in life, and you will, think hard about how you face that challenge and your reaction to it. Learn something, anything, from every experience you encounter in life, good and bad. Think about living for your future, and not just for the moment. Remember to think about others in your life all the time. They are very important. Learn how to speak for the occasion. Believe it or not, the way you speak to someone will carry you far in life. Always speak to impress. Perception and image do matter. It's your personal brand. And think really, really hard about this. And if you don't remember anything, just remember this. Your last name represents more than just you. It represents your family, your history, your heritage, and your legacy. Never bring shame upon it. And never forget that two of the most important words and phrases in the English language are please and thank you. Use them often. Use them often. For the past 6 months since leaving Northwood, I've had the pleasure of working with our state superintendent, Dr. Lillian Lowry, and she shared this poem with a group of students recently, and I thought it was very fitting for this occasion. The poem is entitled Reputation and Character. Rep, as you all call it, but we say reputation, and character by William Hersey Davis. Reputation is what you are supposed to be. Character is what you are. Reputation is the photograph. Character is the face. Reputation covers one from without. Character grows from within. Reputation is what you have when you come to a new community, and character is what you have when you go away. Your reputation is learned in an hour. Your character does not come to light for at least a year. Reputation is made in a moment. Character is built in a lifetime. Reputation grows like a mushroom. Character grows like an oak. A single newspaper report can give you your reputation. A life of work and toil gives you character. Reputation makes you rich or makes you poor. Character makes you happy or makes you sad. And reputation is what men say about you in life. Character is what is written about you when your life is over. Members of the class of 2013, thank you so very much for allowing me to come back home to share this special occasion with you. I wish you happiness and success. Congratulations, and may God bless each one of you.
Good afternoon, Principal Kelsch, administrators, members of the school board, prestigious guests, teachers, parents, friends, and fellow graduates. My name is Morgan Kirshner, and I am the senior class president, and it is an honor to get to speak to all of you here today. The majority of us don't remember our first day of school. Probably most of us can't even remember elementary school, and a lot of us can't even remember middle school, and we try to push those memories out of our minds. To be honest, I can hardly remember my junior year in high school. Thankfully for me, my mother is a compulsive scrapbooker, and I get to look back on these memories every time an extended family member comes over. When I look through the pictures, I'm reminded of all the fun, and not so fun, times I've had in the past 12 years in school. Chasing boys around the playground, taking the MSA, my first field trip, my first high school football game, countless dance concerts, proms, homecomings, and so much more. As I reflect on these memories, I think back to the people I shared these times with, and it saddens me when I realize that I'm no longer in touch with many of them. I'm sad to say that I'm not friends with my best friend from elementary school anymore, or my middle school best friend either. Think back on the past 12 years of your life. Is your best friend from kindergarten? Are you still friends with the same people that you were 12 years ago? Most people will say no. At this age, it's hard to see how the relationships and bonds we make with certain people will affect us in the long run, and it's easy to leave people behind. In one of the most fast-paced parts of our lives, it's easy to get lost. Our friends from the past move, they go to different school, they find different interests than us. And as we move on from high school, the friendships and connections we made here find a similar fate, if we don't change. I am here today to urge you to slow down. Find time to make your friendships last. Some of us may end up 3,000 miles away from our best friend, but that's no reason to throw that friendship away. We live in a time where communication is at everyone's fingertips. Whether it be texting, phone calls, email, Facebook, or Twitter, we all are able to stay in contact with everyone. Although you will make new friends and new memories, that is no reason to forget the people who have been there for you throughout high school. Building and keeping friendships over a long period of time opens so many doors. You never know how friendships you have now can impact you in 10 years. For all you know, the kid you sit next to in your math class may end up helping you find your first job, or the person you worked with on your last history assignment may end up being the person you marry. I can't lie to you, it's going to be hard. Keeping friendships from a distance is difficult. You actually have to think about doing it. You have to take time out to talk to them instead of them already being there to talk to. But it's worth it. You can't live your life turning over friendships when you reach a new milestone. You can't just cut the people out who have worked hard to help you reach your goals. 20 years from now, don't you want to be able to look back with your friends on all the memories you've made instead of having to only look at the ones you made in high school? I know I do. And so, my fellow graduates, as we make our next step forward, if you take anything out of the speech, please remember this. When a bridge is broken, we don't burn it down. We fix the one that's already there. Just because you go through a rough patch in a friendship doesn't mean you have to end it forever. Long-lasting friendships are worth far more than fair-weathered short ones. Take the time and effort to make your friendships you have today last a lifetime. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2013.
When I'm less than I should be, when I just can't face the day,
When darkness falls around me and I just can't find my way.
when my eyes don't clearly see, and I stumble through it all.
I lean upon you, keep me strong.
And you rise me when I fall.
That was beautiful. On your program, this is the time that I present the class of 2013 to the Board of Education. However, I would like at this time to thank the school community for the warm welcome as an interim principal. It has been an honor to serve this community, even though it's been a short visit. I was delighted to find a caring community, an active student body, and a staff that cares deeply for these young adults. I thank you for all your help, guidance, and you all were most welcoming. As Tim McGraw said, or sang, we all take different paths in life, but no matter where we go, we take a little of each of us everywhere. So saying goodbye is like taking a part of you with me, and I hope that I have contributed in some little way to Northwood's future success and the future success of each of you. Once again, thank you. And now, the presentation of the class of 2013. Will the faculty and staff of Northwood High School please stand? Dr. Daka, on behalf of the faculty and staff of Northwood High School, I am proud to present to you the members of the class of 2013 as qualified candidates for the State of Maryland diploma.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I'm going to ask the staff to sit down. I have like a minute to say here because I just have to talk about how lucky I was to be able to not only be here for the graduation, this is the season that school board members really like the best because we see how well students have turned out, and we're very proud of our school system. We know that it's one of the top in the country, that we have the highest number of graduates. We're sharing with Baltimore County this time. But we have more kids taking APs and IBs and more kids getting involved in different programs, and you were lucky enough to have them here. I felt fortunate because Miss Wolf, who is an old friend of mine, well, no, she's not old, I am, but we've known each other a long time since we worked together at Blair. And she was able to provide students to speak with me because I wanted to have a feel for the students at Northwood. And these are your representatives, Morgan Kirshner, the president, and she's going to the University of Georgia. Ana Caceres Hernandez, the vice president, UMCP. Lizzie Salk, the treasurer, she's going to Lafayette. And Emma Afflerbach, the secretary, going to UMCP. These students embody the characteristics that we really want to see in our students. And what we have seen from what they told me about Northwood, how close you are, because you're a small school, people have gotten to know each other well, they are not cliquish, you support the activities in the school, and you are so pleased that your teachers were not just teaching you by rote, they wanted to make sure you understood and that you learned well. That you had national honor societies in math and in science, and you had an AVID course for students in leadership. You had AP courses that began in the 9th grade. There were so many opportunities that were provided to you at this school. We want to thank the parents. We especially want to thank the staff for what they have done, and the administration. Mr. Kelch has held it together for us, and also the cluster principals whom you met already, who have provided so much to your life. Your community superintendent, Ms. Mills, who is very enthusiastic about all of her schools, and Dr. Johnson. We were so fortunate to have him come back and to be working at the Maryland State Department of Education. And the last thing I want to say is that we want to thank our superintendent for getting us through this budget series with the county council and with the county executive so that we can continue to have a wonderful school system. It's not easy. All right. By virtue of the authority vested in the Board of Education of Montgomery County under the laws of the state of Maryland, I do now award diplomas or certificates evidencing the satisfactory completion of prescribed courses of study to the students of Northwood High School, who are recommended for graduation by the faculty of this school. In receiving this diploma or certificate, each of you is entitled to all of the privileges and honors accorded graduates of a high school accredited by the Maryland State Department of Education. Congratulations, Northwood class of 2013.
Will the first row of graduates proceed to the stage for presentation of diploma?
Second. Ready? Ready? And here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the president of the class of 2013, Morgan Kirschner. Vice President Ana Caceres Hernandez. Secretary Emma Afflerbach. Treasurer Elizabeth Sterling Sulk. Arles Abarca. Maya Adams. Anita Idu. Amen A. Taser. Danielle Akibo Betts. Reem Al-Shabib. Kathy Alvarado. Kyler Elvez Satterlund. Malat Amare. Walter Amaya. Ivana Antonella Antezana. Mylin Anton Belvin. Natalie Aragon. Jennifer Argueta Portillo. Erica Arias Viloria. Carla Armas de Leon. Cindy Artero. Andwellam Asefa. Loza Asnake. Nicole Atieno. Abigail Axenfeld. Pablo Eisenhower. Sarah Elizabeth Baez. Anselmo Belbuena Sano.
Carissa Ballantyne. Ethan Barbie. Liam Barclay. Daniel Barnes. Victoria Mercedes Barrientos. Jean Barrianuevo Caicedo. Daniela Barrios Perez. Emily Barrios Perez. Janika Barton. Sita Bayo.
What, Marie?
Allison Marie Beckley. Karen Beltran. Eric Benitez. Emily Berto. Matthew Best. Vartika Bond. Dawit Blackwell. Darius Blesson. Caitlin Bloomer. Molly Bodkin. Austin West Boliak. Gabriel Bonilla. Tashay Bowman. Eric Britch. Kayleen Brito. Ashley Brown. Jordan Brown. Abbas Bundu. Haley Burchett. Jeannie Bustamante. Alejandro Cabrera. Jardine Cadet. Jose Camacho. Ian Campbell.
George or
Jorge
Jorge?
Canart Nolivos. Nicole Cardi. Casey Carrington. Irene Castro. David Seeley. Selly. Clark Cervantes.
Chaponan.
Jose Chaponan Diaz. Felix Chen. Ann Chernikoff. Avery Chasen. Danielle Chittams. Patrick Clark. Mildred Claros. Ashton Coburn. Rebecca Cohen. Angelica Correas. Shelby Catone. Carolyn Coyle. Tavon Cross. Gomez. Karen Cruz Gomez. Ismalson Vanessa Quadra. Cassandra Cuevas. Jennifer Cueva. Iraeta. Gabriel Cuevas Iraeta. Lisa Dang. Sierra Daniels. Janice Davis. Joseph Davis. Rayshawn Davis. Nicholas Dean. Tenna DiGilio. Eric Delgado. John C. Diaz. Samuel Dorciel. Quan Duong. Caroline Abai. Maria Echeverry Roa. Sindel Emakoa. Elias Enamorado. Jean Calvin Fancam. Jackson Farnworth. Cheyenne Unique Wims Faulkner. Bruna Fernandez. Amor Figueroa. Miriam Finley. Justin Flemings. Josue Flores. Catherine Flores. Alenda Ford. Amira Ford. Leah Ford. Angelica Charlotte Forero. Lev Israel Friedman. Melissa Estefany Fuentes. Roberto Jonathan Fuentes. Juan Daniel Garcia. Evelyn Georgiev. Nicole Georgiev. Nicole Goldfield. Luis Gomez. Diamond Michelle Goodine Powell. Alexis Granger. Audrey Gray. Elise Green. Claudia Guardado Hernandez. Marcus Guerrero. Erica Guerrero. Christian Guevara. Lauren Gunnison. Spencer Hamblin. Jonathan Hartley. Sylvia Hainka.
Javier.
Francisco Javier Hernandez. Emily Hernandez Palin. Reed Hearn. Darian Hicks. Darius Hill. Hannah Sophie Hirsch. Axel Hansu. Anna Hovde. Lee Hudson. Mayra Ibanez Linares. Abdullah Jallo. Aliou Jallo. Jenna Jawara.
Lucky.
Lucky Jean Baptiste. Fresnel Jean-Claude. SGA historian Amberly Mae Jefferson. April Johnson. Joelle Johnson. Montana Paige Johnson. Rachel Johnson. Deja Jones. Joyce Jones.
Lori.
Kimberly Laurice Joseph. And now we go with the other half. Emma Capstein O'Brien. Nathan Katz. Matthias Kelderman. Olivia Kimmel. Deshauna King. Christopher King. Miguel Kopatic. Arthur Kraus. Benjamin Kreitzberg. Derek Labrada. Michaela Labathe Tabaku. Edith Lemus Rivera. Kelly Levine. Diamond Lewis. Tare Lindsay Ragland. Tyler Lloyd. Adani Lewis. Nicholas Luck. Jalen Lyons. Catherine Maldonado. Kevin Maldonado. Gina Malfatti. Billy Mao. Betsabe Martinez. Jennifer Martinez. Kevin Martinez. William Martinez.
That was great, by the way.
Saida Mazik. Laura Joy McAtee. Kayla McDuffie. Sarah Elizabeth McNally. Chantel McPherson. Karina Membreno Arevalo. Rolando Marino. Arturo Meza. Ariana Miller.
Minheim.
Zachary Minheim. Elizabeth Meir Cruz. Darcy Miranda. Simi Veronica Molina. Noah Monastersky. Let me try that again. Monastersky. We'll get there. Okay. Franco Montoro Pacaya. Victoria Nicole Moreno. Charlie Morris. Jonathan Moser Jr. Tresha Gail Moat. Stephen Muriel. Kendall Murray. Diamond Nelson. Aisha Nguyen. Kenny Nguyen. Linda Nguyen. Tammy Lee Nguyen. Tina Nugent. Uy Nguyen. Susanna Nolasco. Jason Norris. Oscar Nunez. Alexander Ochoa. Ingris Ochoa. Iris Ochoa. Jalen Oliver. Evan O'Neill. Drew O'Rourke. Marina Orozco. Ronald Palmer. Quinn Patterson. Leah Peacock. Yesenia Pena. Diego Josue Peñade Guillen. Rebecca Perez. Brendan Patrizzo. Roberto Picasso. Madeline Piper. Delmy Portillo. Daisy Posas. Leslie Posas. Jesse Prudencio. Gene Queen Jr. Hernan Quintanilla Fuentes. Joel Leonardo Quintanilla Sandoval. Christopher Ramirez. Maria Ramirez Mejia. Alexis Ramos. Freddie Ramos. Rawat. Shivanka Rawat. Emmett Reddick. Samuel Rene. Catherine Reyes. Cynthia Lizette Reyes. Kelly Estefany Reyes.
Oh, I got it, you know.
Sergio Reyes Sierra. Jonathan Rivera. Jabari Robinson. Roger Rodriguez. Shayla Rodriguez.
Can't do it.
Carlos Romero.
I got no roll.
Leora Rosenberg. Amanda Ross. Felicia Rachel Ruffin. Luis Ruiz. Celine Ryan. Jason Savion. Kabir Salami. Spencer Sampson. Melvin Sanchez. Jorge Santos Castillo. Mylin K. Saucier. And with great pride, my son, Neil Sauter. Pardon the interruption. Michelle Schwartz. Tanasia Destiny Segbedzi. Osman Cisse. Arky Schaefer. Bethlehem Schifferah. James Taylor Simone. Spencer Slayan. Dominique Smith. Romal Smith. Brian Sosa. Ayinde Spicer. Jerry St. Just. Emmanuel Steele. Ashley Sumner. Mahendra Supeno. Jezebel Talavera. Caleb Tannenbaum. Christiane Taney. Delonte Taylor. Devin Taylor. Eob Tekeste. Mohamed Thia. Thiam. Aaron Thompson. Bryant Torres. Andres Felipe Toscano. Rosemary Townsend. Ashley Trejo Torres. Claude Trulé. Alexandra Turpey. James Ulmer. Carmen Uranga. Sean Van During. Christian Vargas. Julio Velasquez. Eva Velasquez Duarte.
Eva. Angel. Angel.
Luis Angel Ventura. Herson Ventura. Jocelyn Vides. Cindy Villanueva Hernandez.
Villatoro.
Giovanni Villatoro. Stephanie Walker. Madeline Wallenberg. Shane Watson. Chanel White. Jack William Wiles. Desiree Deanne Williams. Jason Williams. Caitlin Amanda Wright. Henrik Yitbarek. Anna Janine Zastro. Carlos Enrique Zelaya Hernandez. And C. Sandy Zheng.
Been a pleasure. Another year down. Well done. Got a little squeaky there along the way. Well done. All right, that's a memento, all right? Does he want me to say his middle name? Do you want me to say his middle name? His middle name is Kaylee. And I will say it.
Seniors, please rise. Please turn your tassels. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2013.
I left it